dust on my screen here. Okay, what we did, this is a review of what's been done so far. We came out here, we were looking for land all over New Mexico, and we happened across this one. Bought it very cheap. There's trash on the ground, I need to pick it up. Bought it very cheap, and got 100 acres here and another 20 acres over that way by the bikes. The 20 acres is for sale. But what we did was we came out here and bought that. We walked around, went around the land. Sheldon's out here somewhere, so I'll probably have to yell at him a few times. We came around here, and the first thing we did was we put up the weather station. That's the weather station right there. It's that's so that I would know basically what the temperature was and the wind direction. That's all I was really interested in, because I wanted to know what the wind direction was before I built the house. So this is the weather station. Hope there's no big spiders in there. That's it. I don't know if you can see it or not. But that's our weather station. It works pretty good. I'm not gonna, yeah, I better hook it up. Or I'm gonna hook up the electric fence, but probably ought to. I'll hook up the top part. I'm not gonna hook up the power because we're gonna be going out there. But that was the first thing we did, set up this little weather station. It's been running for over a year now, no problem found. We bought these two buildings. That was kind of next. We had the road installed. The first building here is what they call the corner porch. It's Graceland. Great buildings. These things are built like a brick shit house. I mean, they are stout. They're probably more stout than a house. I mean, they are solid. But the first building there, we'll walk around the other side, is the corner porch. It's a 12 by 28, I think. Okay, where did he go? I know he's here somewhere. Sheldon! There he is. This is the corner porch. And they're not real expensive. I mean, they're not ridiculous. Come on. That's better. Got them both inside now. Yay. This is the corner porch. This building back here is the garden shed. It's a 12 by 24. Now, in retrospect, if we were to do it again, we'd go bigger. We can go at 14 wide. We probably would have gone to 14 wide and a little bit longer, maybe a 30 foot each. That's just in retrospect. What we have is fine. It's working for us. So the next thing we did was we put up these two solar panels. Now those two panels are from Wholesale Solar in Salt Lake City. They're in Utah. And they weren't very expensive at all. They're 275 watt. We bought two of the Trojan batteries from United Battery, I believe is what it's called. Continental Battery. And we put those up, and this is on Unirail. The Unirail holds pretty darn good, but it's hard to work with. You have to cut it. It doesn't fit 100% exactly. So I wouldn't really suggest going like this unless you're really, resourceful and industrial. It's not as easy as you might think. But that's what we did there. And then we had our, I'm going to make sure this thing's still working. I haven't said any keywords or anything yet. We had our septic system installed. Had to get a permit for the septic system. That's how it works. I'm going to let the dogs back out. I don't mind if they come out. You guys want out? No, baby doesn't really want out for some reason. Probably a bobcat out here. We had our septic system installed. And this has got the leach field and everything. I think this was one of the more expensive things that we did. I think it was like $5,000. That's where the septic system is. Cows love it over there, and I don't know why. Then we have, I think I installed this pair of solar panels later, after we had a couple on the roof. This is installed the same way as the ones on the other side of the house. We put in this water tank. That's a 3,000 gallon water tank. We're using PEX piping. All of it is PEX. Everything is PEX. This stuff will withstand freezing. That red one that you see there on the ground, that's just a transfer line from the rainwater over. Let me get under here real quick. We put up the rain gutters. There's just one on this side right now. It flows down into this tank and it's kind of a settling tank here. Your solids will settle there. It goes through these filters. These are not real big filters, they're just screens, but they work. And it goes down through these pipes into the rainwater tank. This is a 300 gallon rainwater tank. 305 gallon, oh boy. But when we fill that up, add just a touch of bleach to that, not very much, and pump it over there. I put the bleach in, and maybe every other time. I don't put a lot of bleach in there. But that's our rainwater system. It's coming down the gutter, over into here, through the filters, into the tank. The pump is right there. It's a 12-volt pump. And it pumps over into this tank. It's only about a 3 GPM pump, so it takes a while. That's okay. And it also goes through a filter right there. That's a SureFlow 12-volt pump. And that one will also work inside the house. If I had to take that one off and put it in the house, I could. That's something we need to do, is buy an extra pump just to keep it on hand. Okay, I'm going to shut this one off. How do I do that? And start another. Okay, we started again. Down here I've got a little game cam. That one is what I've been catching the bobcat and rabbits and stuff on. I can't really think of much else outside. But we selected this spot because if you go much further up that way, there's thicker areas, but you can see there's another house way up there on the hill out that direction that could see us. It was hard for us to see them, but they could see us. And down that way, there's an observatory. And we can't even see it, and it's not that far away. So that's what we did for the buildings and the basic first panels outside. For our communications, we have Dish Network, or not, oh, I hate Dish. What is that other one? DirecTV. We have DirecTV, and we have HughesNet. Now, if you're a gamer, hey Sheldon, come on back. Sheldon! He's going the wrong way. I might have to go rescue him. Well, anyhow, if you're a gamer, HughesNet won't work. But what I did find that does work, if I tether my phone, I can play World of Tanks. No problem found. Okay, I'm going to walk down and gather up Sheldon, and then we'll work on the inside of the house. I found them. They're here. They just went for a walkabout up the road, didn't go very far. I call Sheldon, he comes right back. Baby's too fat to run. Alright, I'm going to stop here and go inside the house. Okay, we're going to move on to the rest of the solar stuff. Now, these solar panels, or solar chargers, controllers, are very cheap. I think they're anywhere from $20 to $30 on eBay. I did a lot of research. There is another style of controller that's actually a lot better, but it's also a lot more expensive. I read where you can parallel solar panels, but they have to be very close. There's certain specifications that they have to stay within in order for those solar panels to work right. So rather than screw around with this, I read that you can parallel charge controllers, no problem. So these are all the same controller. There is a slight difference between all of them, and I think it's just a software difference or firmware. But these are the CM3024Z charge controllers. Each one is set up. This one has 3 panels on it, and I think that's the only one that has 3 panels on it. Yep, it is. So that one, the most it's going to go is about, the most it's going to charge is about 18 amps on a good day. This one here is attached to the roof, so that one's going to have the most current. This one here is on the east, and the most it's going to put out is about 12 amps, 12 to 14 amps, right in there. This one should probably be about 18 max. I think I've seen 19 on it. And this one here should be about 12 max. These are the, this one here is on the west wall, and it's putting out 1.1 amp right now. This one here on the east wall is charging at 13.7. The one with 3 on the roof is charging at 11.8, and the one with 2 or 1 on the roof, yeah, that one's got 2. I hooked them up through a jumper. Is at almost 8 amps. So that's what those are. Those are really good, highly rated, surprisingly, on YouTube and on eBay. Highly rated charge controllers. I have had one fail, and the only reason it was failing is it was locking up. It wasn't putting anything out, but it was locking up, so I just took it off. I have these on a spacer to allow air to get up into them. I ran out of spacers on this one, but I did buy some more, so I need to get that one out to where air will get behind it. I've never seen them get hot. I've never seen them get warm. They just don't even heat up. This is the charge, I forget what they call that. Anyhow, this is what detects my charge. This one here is going up to the the solar to batteries. And right now I'm charging at 33.25 roughly amps. I'm at 12.9 volts. These batteries are, let's do that again, the L16E AC Trojan batteries. They're really good batteries. They're 370 amp hour, well 760 minimum. I won't even go there. There it is, if you can read it. I can't read it, so don't have my glasses on. But most of this stuff, other than these I got off eBay. All the rest of this stuff came off of Amazon. I have another version of these. These are my amperage, they're monitors is what they are. They really sucked. I threw it away. Took it offline and threw it away. These are automotive style fuses. And I don't have any fuse in there that's greater than 5 amps. I don't think I do anyhow. I have to check. There might be one. But everything in there is about 5 amps. I have a giant breaker or throw switch right there. That one's going to my inverter. Now, I think, personal opinion is, I think my inverter is probably the weak link. Because if that goes out, lots of stuff happens. I've got my refrigerator on that, quite a bit of stuff. But that is the PowerTech On model PS 1004. It's a 3,000 watt continuous, 6,000 watt surge. I've seen this, especially using this saw, actually shut off on startup. And this saw is just, it takes a lot to run it. For a long time I was running on this generator, which we got at, what's the name of that place? The tool store, big tool store. I'll think of it later. But that's our solar system. I use that generator if I'm going to run anything a lot, like I might have to use it on this. We're going to put in a door in there. I'll use the generator for that. But that's our system. I have all the 12 volt down here. That's all the grounds. All the power is up here. The positive is on these two. I've got solar batteries. I've got 110, which is drawing 7.4 amps right now, and 12 volt at 2.73. So that's my solar system. I've got 2 panels, 3 panels, 2 panels, and 2 panels. I can add 2 panels to this one, or 1 panel to that one, 1 panel to that one, and 1 panel to that one. So I have 3 more solar panels in here. These are Solar World panels. They're right there. They're going to go up on the roof. That's a little bit later down the road. I'll probably do it this spring. Have to get more Unistrut. Sheldon go out back? I don't see him. There he is. Okay. I'm going to go in here to the refrigerator. I'm going to shut off the heat too if I'm going to have the back door open. Okay. The refrigerator, get my clothes off of there, and my drinks. This is probably one of the next things we did. This is actually a freezer. It's a Citteron True Timber Camo. We got this at Menards. Buy a lot of stuff at Menards. This is actually a freezer that we are making into a refrigerator by using this little gadget. That's an Inkbird beer controller. It's for making beer. What this is doing is it's keeping the temperature below 39 degrees. When this reaches 39, it'll turn the freezer on and drop the temperature back down to 35. Now what it actually does is drops the temperature down to about 33 because it continues cooling. Forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something else. But it does a good job. And this is a chest freezer because when you open the door, all the cold air doesn't roll out on the ground. You don't want that. So, and the temperature right now, in the refrigerator right now, it's actually 34 degrees down towards the bottom. And it stays that temperature. But it has about less than 5-minute run time and 20 to 30, sometimes 40-minute off time. So it's got a pretty good duty cycle. But that's our refrigerator. We also have back in here that Sue bought a Igloo freezer. I turned it off because we're not using it. But we have a freezer back here hidden away. This isn't really exactly where stuff is going to end up. I'm sure we'll trial and error, move stuff around, see what works best. Let's go in the bathroom, because I was asked about the shower. You're tearing up the house. Okay, this is the bedroom. This is one of baby's favorite places to sleep. This is our shower. I'm not finished in here. We still have to put up all the molding around it and get it all sealed up. You're getting mud on the floor, baby. But this is where our shower is. This is corrugated metal. And I need to seal it up. The metal should last forever. We don't have any acids or anything in the water that we know of. It's all rainwater going through filters. I'll go into the water pump here in a minute. That sink came from IKEA in Denver. Toilet, it's just a simple toilet. I don't like those big fancy, what do you call them, low flow garbage things. But that's our toilet. It came from Home Depot. I think the shower base came from Lowe's. And that's our bathroom. The lighting in here is amazing. We have one little light for just doing stuff. And we have one bright light for makeup. If you can't see in that, you can't see, you're blind. That fixture up there I made, and it works really cool. It was hard to make, get the wires through and get them all hooked up, but it's all 12 volt. This mess here I need to take out and put in a different box, and then I can finish that. But that's all 12 volt. Everything here is 12 volt. Water heater is a Richmond tankless water heater. It's a direct vent. It's inside here. It pulls air from the outside and pumps the gases back out the same basic hole. That's pretty darn cool. I love it. Here's the controller. It's set at 118 degrees. That's our water heater. It's simple to install. It wasn't hard at all. Got a lot of stuff down there. I'd show you the piping. Right here, this is our water system. That's our water pump. That's another SureFlow. Looks like a model 50, 59, 13, 10 or something. And it's pumping into a filter. And that's our air tank, pressure tank. I don't remember what we had to set that at. 38 psi is what that's set at. But it works great. It's a little noisy, but I'll work on that as we go. The sink and all this stuff we got at Menards. I still need to do some work in here. We did put up another cabinet, which I need to fasten up a little bit better. This in here, this is our Williams heater. That's a 30,000 BTU direct vent water heater. It's a pretty cool little deal. It works good. That thing will cook you out. I mean, it gets warm in here. We had to actually replace the thermostat, though. The thermostat wasn't working very well. So we found this Interco Mr. Heater thermostat, which only goes up to 75, and it goes all the way down to 35. So when we're gone, we can turn this way down and still keep it warm in here. And then you've seen the washing machine several times. This Midea, M-I-D-E-A, MAE50 1102 PS. And that does a really good job washing clothes. I've got a whole bag of clothes in there that I need to wash. Probably need to do. I might take those to the laundromat. We do have an air conditioner. I took that out of the window yesterday. It was a must-do because it was leaking air. The weak spot as far as our insulation goes is the windows. If you're going to buy the Graceland houses, buy the windows. Don't get these cheap-ass single-pane things. You're going to have to replace them if you buy them. I mean, they just let cold air in like crazy. What else? The stove is a Premier. That's a 24-inch, I believe. Yeah, 24-inch gas stove, propane stove. I am going to get one of these for my house in Rawlins also because they're beautiful stoves and cheap. They're not that expensive. Eventually, we'll get one of those for my house. All the cupboards came from Lowe's. These are the Denver cupboards, is what they're called. The butcher block came from Menards. And that's almost it that I can think of. All of the lighting in the house is 12 volt. All the lighting is 12 volt. The ceiling fan is 110. I'm going to have these little deals all over the place. Those I got off of Amazon. Those little doodads. The insulation in the house, we have 3 layers of insulation. Actually, there's more than that. If you want to consider the drywall as insulation, which it is, it has an R factor. The outside wall has the outside wall has an R factor. But the primary insulation in here is R13 in the walls, which we buy in big bags, and there's like 13 strips or 11 strips of insulation in there that fit the walls perfectly. Kind of like this. It's Pink Panther. Owens Corning Eco Touch R13. And we've got that all throughout the house. We don't have it in this wall yet. We bought another roll of it. These doors are a problem. I don't know if I want to put a full-size sheet on the doors all the way to the ground or just cover up this piece from here to here. So that's a decision that we have to make. I have one more full sheet of the foam. So inside all the walls, we have this foam, which has an R factor of 3, and we have the R13, which is that stuff over there. So the walls are stuffed. they're pretty darn full of insulation. We also insulated this with just the foam. I don't know, did I put insulation in there? I think I did put insulation in there. Yeah, as a matter of fact I did. So that's installed and insulated also. So all I have left to do is this wall, and then figure out if I want to do anything in the ceiling. Most of our wires, back to the electrical system, are inside conduit. I've got one solar panel, two sets of solar panel wires that go all the way to the other end that are also inside conduit. So most of them are in conduit. Our 110 is just laid up. It's just laid up there. None of it's in conduit. So that's almost it. This back here is our flooring. I had to do all this by myself, so you've seen it in the videos a couple of times. That's my drywall lift. That's how I put this stuff up, and I'm going to be using it to put up solar panels too, because it just comes in all kinds of handy. I have another Hunter ceiling fan that's going to go right there. It's down there on the floor. It's to the point where I could probably go ahead and put that up, but I have to take this one apart again because the wiring is just all kinds of screwed up in them. You don't know what's hot and what's not. I've got back here from IKEA a matching vanity for the bathroom sink. These shelves were becoming a necessity because when we come out here, everything ends up out there on the floor. And that was just a disaster. I mean, you couldn't walk through here. I hate clutter with a passion. I hate clutter. I just wanted to start picking stuff up and throwing it away. I built this. This is going to be matching for the light up there and the light in the bathroom. That's just a shelf for the TV. I was thinking about doing a wall mount, but I like the way that came out, so I may just leave it exactly the way it is. I have to take it off to put the wall up like we did over there. What else? There's more. The security system we have out here, we have more than what I'm telling people. A lot more. But it's run off 5 volt. There's the connector for the security system, all the cameras. Okay, this thing quit. I don't know when it quit, but I'll go back in here. And what I might do is just stop here and review that video so I know where I stopped. That's a good idea. Okay, found where it left off. We're working on the security. Move Shellbot. Move Shellbot. We're talking about the cameras. The cameras are hooked up there. They're all 5 volt. They run off USB. And we have these all over the place. There's quite a few of them. And we know what's going on out here pretty much all the time. They're internet, so if we're not here, they send us an alert if there's motion or anything like that. And I really don't think there's any way to get past them. It's a pretty cool system. I don't know what else to tell you about that. I just love the cameras. They're fun. We can keep track of the dogs. We can keep track of what they're doing inside, outside. People coming down the road, all that neat stuff. Out in the field, whatever. It's a neat system. I'm going to go back to the lighting real quick. What we're planning, you saw the one in the bathroom. You saw how that one's set up. I'll turn this one here on so you can see it. Now that's 3/4 inch black pipe. It's getting its little rust on it, which is really cool. It looks good. Looks really good. But what we're going to do is similar to that in here. There's the connector for it, and it'll be a pipe going across there. We may change the plans on this a little bit depending on difficulty, but it'll be a pipe going across there, fed from that spot, and it'll be all black pipe. It's going to be cool looking. And then for the light bulbs, we're going to use the little Edison bulbs, which aren't nearly as bright as those in there. They're not anywhere near that bright. They're just mood lights. And we'll also put one up there on that side. And that's controlled by this switch and the switch over there. So you can turn either one of these on or off, and it'll turn the thing off. I think you have to have them both off to turn it off. And then up here, Sue found some kind of a little Harley light, which I'm not going to put up yet, but I could. I think I'll wait on that. But I think that's about it. The main thing is, when you buy these Graceland sheds, buy it all. Get it all. Get everything you're going to want in the shed before you buy it. That means double pane windows, sliding glass doors, oversized windows, oversized shed. Get the size. Don't buy what you think you're going to need. Go over that. If you think you're going to need a 12-foot by 24-foot, buy a 30-foot by 28-foot. I mean, get big, because it's just, we don't regret buying this at all. This is just really, really, really cool. But we could have gone better. We could have gone bigger. The hard part of the whole thing was pulling them together. And what you need to do when you pull these together, if you do it this way, is get some rollers, set the smaller of the two, or whichever one, on the rollers, and use your come-alongs, or you could actually just push it with a truck, and it'll pull together. But this side over here is sealed up really well. The other side has got a little bit of a gap at the top, and that's just because the building isn't level. But that's how you do it. This is just an awesome system. It's an awesome place. I love it out here. I just love it. The nearest grocery store, I was asked about that, is about 45 minutes away. We found one that's a lot closer than anything else we had found before. Sheldon, you coming in? He's probably playing with a rattlesnake. I'll leave him outside and close this door. It's getting cold in here. Are you coming? Here he comes. Nope, there he goes. Okay. Baby's a pussy. He won't go outside unless it involves going somewhere in the car. What else can I tell you about? What else? Let's see. If there's anything else that you want to know about, let me know. We have a bobcat running around out here. We have a lot of livestock. You've seen that in the other videos, in the pictures. We have these little things. We talked to one of the residents yesterday, and they said they found one about the size of a softball. But we're not sure what they are. We're trying to figure this out. I think they're meteorites. They may be meteorites. They do attract to a magnet ever so slightly. And that's one of the keys to them being a meteorite. I didn't think they did. But if this is one of them, oops, I lost it now. I'll never find it again. That's why I hate clutter. And the magnet's stuck to something. made a mess here. I'll never get this apart. That is one heck of a magnet. Okay, I don't know. Let's try this. So it does pull with the magnet. It's got it may be a meteor after all. It may be. I don't know. I thought they had to be pretty magnetic, and they're not extremely, but I'm hoping they are. We'll be able to pay the land off. Anyhow, that's my overview. We got the things I was asked about, and that's what's important. The baby made a mess in the shower. So I can't really think of anything else that we need to talk about. I'm switching to a different kind of a wall box. These have got the little clips on the side. You cut your hole and then you put it in, then screw the clip in. A little bit easier to use is all. Can't think of much else more. So I'm going to get these two published right now and then probably go to town. I need some more of that wood. We're only going to buy about $100 worth of that wood at a time and do these walls a little bit at a time. That may work out better for us, but off we go.